Hello, Brad. What's up, Jason? What's up, Tone? In fact, there was an issue with the camera, but I just solved it on time. So shut the fuck up. All right. And that's in the first minute. That's fine. Who cares? So today we are gathered to discuss this post. Now, I saw and heard quite a lot of people say, you don't know it's real. How do you know it's real? I don't. It's not what's interesting to me, right? We know that there are meat shields who are being paid to disrupt vegan activism out there. We know this. Sorry, we know this not only from pieces like this, right? I, for instance, know it personally because I was targeted by one, right? I don't know if they're paid or not. It sure seems like it. But I was targeted by somebody who was highly motivated to disrupt vegan activism. So we know those things exist. We don't know if this post is one of those things or just somebody pretending to, right? But I'm putting your cart before the horse. Maybe some of you do indeed live under a rock and you have no idea what I'm talking about. Here's what I'm talking about. In the Reddit r/AMA, somebody posted the following. I was paid to discredit veganism online. Ask me anything. For a year, I worked for a meat industry trade group. I won't say which one, but they are US based. My job was to go on sites like this and discredit veganism. Would make multiple accounts and pretend to be vegans who had bad health outcomes, or would pretend to be vegans and would push the vegan subs to be more extreme and therefore easier to discredit. All right, then maybe. It was pretty gross. I knew it. I did it anyway. The pay wasn't worth it. I signed an NDA as well, so I will only be able to answer questions in general terms. But I do warn you, don't believe that everyone who is who they say they are online. All right? Quite the obvious one right there. This article gives insight into how it works, but I am not saying I worked for this group, and that's the thing that I clicked on right here. The recent reveal of many MAGA accounts on X being run by foreign agency made me decide to do this. So now we know the potential motivation, if this is true, if this is a true post, right? Edit. I already answered the how do I get this job, foreshadowing the things that I'm interested in, question, and the why should we believe your question several times. So just look for those questions if that's what you are wondering. I am indeed wondering about more about the questions that were asked at this point and less about if this is true or not, because the questions that were asked by people who believe that this is happening, those are genuine questions, right? And I think there is something to learn from there. I think there is something to learn from coming from both vegans and non-vegans that were genuinely asking questions on this post. As you can see, there are 2.1k questions, 13k upvotes, no idea how many downvotes. I wish I knew, kinda, right? Yeah, we're just gonna go through them. We are actually gonna go, I think, by the old ones. I want to see the first reactions. All right. Hello, Bianca, by the way. Hello, Pia. I don't know if I said. Hello, Di Radicali Veganerin. Hope I said that. And you are remotely correct. We are diving in. So again, for people who are jumping in, I think everybody at this point saw this post. There are some questions on whether this post is actually real, right? And I'm saying that doesn't matter. We can still extract important information from this by going through the questions. So, the first question, what made you quit this job? Do you feel guilty over your actions? I didn't realize I felt guilty when I quit. I hated the job after like a week. I just, at first, I thought it was edgy and funny. I think I did feel guilty though. I just couldn't do it anymore. I needed the money, but some things aren't worth it. I do eat meat. I haven't stopped, but I now realize I was screwing with good people who are trying to make the world more humane. It was a bad job. I wish I'd sold cigarettes instead. This is funny. That was a joke, kind of. Yeah. There is a deleted account who came in just to ask a question, and then they deleted their account. So this is just like interesting. Those kind of interactions are incredibly interesting to me, and I hope you'll get excited with me about this. And what's up, Vegan Stone the Lady? Hello, Neil Smith, and hello, the LTN. Hope you're gonna enjoy this. I don't know. I'm gonna enjoy immensely. And you can just look at my facial expressions or something, if you don't. Okay. Have you ever been seen the movie Thank You for Smoking? It's a really good movie about a lobbyist for big tobacco. Yeah. So fuck. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a while since I've been on Reddit. I guess it can't move on. So this is a tangent about a movie. So let's not care about that. I do eat meat. I haven't stopped, but I now realize I was screwing with people who are trying to make the world more humane. Someone framed this response for every anti-bike, public transport hating. People gotta do whataboutism, definitely. They have to relate it to their own consumption. So they have to sway it away from their own consumption, I feel like. So they go into other righteous stuff, which, also good, I guess. Public transport hating, walkable city, despising twat who thinks not trying to be a good person is somehow the smart and moral choice. I'm going to a cigarette manufacturing site on behalf of my company next week. Was not excited to learn that they make 80 plus million cigarettes a day. As an ex-smoker, I'm baffled. Well, most smokers, and there is a reason for it, smoke 20 cigarettes a day. So 80 plus million cigarettes a day is actually not that much. It just means that there are 4 million smokers. That's not much at all. Right? Is my math okay? Yeah, 4 million by 20 cigarettes. Yeah. For only 4 million smokers. Is that just one company, though? Oh, that could be just one company. Shit. That's a lot. What's up, Michael? Ask you. How you doing? All right. How much did it pay? There was no answer to that one, but I do also want to know, frankly. Have you thought about going vegan or even becoming an animal rights activist to try to make up for that, for what you did? Again, no answer. But I'm guessing at some point they was just like, fuck, I can't handle this, right? I once worked for a telemarketing company, easy job, but their clients were all horrible organizations who lied, and half the job was, even if the person didn't donate to, for instance, a televangelist because of an extreme pro-life group, was to just have a voice that spews their twisted sick back to them. I think we implied we were calling from the halls of a Congress, Jesus. We were nowhere near Washington. I somehow reasoned that maybe I was better in that role than someone going gung-ho maybe I'd let the elderly lady off the phone quicker. But the thing I hated was the being ashamed of what he did. Eventually, whatever they were paying me wasn't worth it. Yeah, there are jobs like that. Company was eventually exposed and closed because of truly shady shit. Um, um, at first, I thought it was shady and funny. This is the main reason the world is so fucked up. Yeah, I generally agree. People don't think things through, right? So the meme that I love the most, I gotta share a meme with you. Once in a while, I just gotta stop reading. Let me find my memes. Oh, shit. Let me just close that real quick. So, there is this meme that I really love. I collect memes once in a while. It's this one, right? On one side, it says, let me see if this will make it. No, not really. There you go. So self-righteous, elitist, vegan, animal abuse is wrong. 600,000 downvotes. Chad enlightened carnist. I'm no vegan, but animal abuse is wrong. Millions of upvotes and 7 awards. So this is a meme that I like. So definitely, it's one of those things. Where was I going with the meme? So yeah, so people who want to be edgy and it's like say like some stupid shit, right? And so when somebody says, I'm just gonna abuse an animal, people are like, oh my god, animal abuser, you should go to jail, you should go do the other things that they want to do to usually to an animal abuser. And then like it's the opposite. So but if like a carnist says to a vegan to try to discredit a vegan or just like to own a vegan, they say, yeah, animal abuse is totally okay, it's totally fine. Everybody's like, such a good answer. Oh, I loved it so much. This happened on Loner Box reaction when Loner Box was like reacting to L. He was like, oh, I hate animals. What do you want from me, right? Kind of situation. I hate animals. That's what you want to hear. And I read the comments a little bit and there were quite a few comments that were like, oh, I loved it when he said, oh, I just hate animals to own a vegan or something like that, right? I'm paraphrasing. So when somebody says I hate animals without the vegan context, it's all like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? But with the vegan context, oh, applause, you own the vegan by saying that you hate animals. So it's kind of similar to this. Obvious people thinking it's funny to insult, slander, and discredit people for a cause they don't even understand, just for the sake of trolling, making money. Is even worse? Good to hear you had the change of thoughts. I applaud you. Right. I was a teenager age load and now my country is gone. Well, when it comes to US, true. Most vegans are card-carrying fanatics. They would rather burn the world down than make any realistic changes. What? Excuse me? I think by realistic changes, they just mean, well, make changes so that I can continue paying for exploitation and slaughter of animals. Make changes, vegan, so that I can continue eat my corpse and feel better about it because animals had slightly better treatment. I think that's what I mean. Realistic changes to help this person to continue eating corpse. I think that's what I mean. It's possible to care about animals and still eat meat. That's some interesting caring you've got there, my dear sir, ma'am, non-binary person. It really isn't. As a meat eater, you commit more harm and animal cruelty than any other act. Well, that's not what they're saying. I think there is that's a bit of a misunderstanding what was said. Even kicking a dog doesn't compare to slitting their throat to eat them, let alone forcing animals to live their entire lives and force breeding them to kill and eat them when you can just eat vegan instead. So it's okay to kill plants. Oh, fuck me. Not today, Satan. Not today. Yeah. So why don't you want to become this type of people? Good fucking question. Oh my God. I keep forgetting that I can actually interact with the platform and upvote somebody. Oh, speaking of, just, you know. As a vegan activist, I appreciate your change of heart. That's good. You probably feel better about your past screwing with good people trying to make the world more humane. If you became one of those people yourself, yeah, wink, wink. True. Unless everybody you were screwing with was a bot paid by vegan food companies to spread lies about meat. Dear sir, what's the evidence for that, those kind of bots even fucking existing? I want evidence. I don't think I can reply anymore. Yeah, I don't think I can. Oh, I can. No, fuck it. I'm not starting. Sorry, not today. Not today. I'm not starting in another conversation today. We're just gonna observe. We're not going to interact too much about this. So let me just see that we read everything in this one and lock it down. Should I continue believe that everyone is who they say they are online? What a silly question. They said no. Let me think. No, you don't have to believe I am who I say I am either. Be skeptical of everything online. We are, Annual, no worries. We are skeptical of your truthfulness. The deep fakes and such are only going to get worse. Here's the thing. We as an activist, a movement, we need evidence. We need evidence. And until we have like solid evidence, I'm just feeling like I'm sounding fucking conspiratorial when I'm saying this shit. When it's like every time I go on Twitter, it's incredibly evident to me that this shit is right, that this shit actually occurs, right? So, but we need evidence, we need solid evidence that there are indeed those groups that do this. What's up, Tiger Woman? Yeah, no, no. I think that's a dishonest tactic. I'm not gonna just leave a comment and then I'd just rather not, right? We're just gonna spectate today. We're gonna spectate this offering of Reddit, when we're only gonna interact with mild vote up, vote down kind of situation. I don't believe you say who you say you are. You're vegan, probably. Interesting. What's the evidence for that? Mission accomplished then. I agree that you should be skeptical of me and every other anonymous person online. Shit. Wait, so did you have metrics? How do you get performance reviews? That's a very good question. I want to hear that. There are metrics, numbers of posts with the platforms that show how many views you got. That would be taken into account. Basically, anything measurable on social media was a metric that rank us by whatever formula they used to add all of that up, edit, that measure it up weekly. Interesting. Features only available since June 2025. What features? I'm not sure what month is it now? It's November. So your point is nothing happened almost half a year Sucks they taking all the fun out of trolling. I know, right? What the fuck is going on? My job's the same way, in a high value position, but still have to check boxes and hit training deadlines. I'm sure the yearly training and HR is a nightmare. Trolling training? Trolling training? What's up, Jake? All right. I'm not sure what feature they were talking about, but yeah. Let's see. That's the first AMA I see where OP is discredited. Are you working for the same agency OP worked for? Our conspiracy. What? So I think this is just like Reddit jokes that I usually don't understand. I'm too autistic for this. First AMA I've seen without specific proof that they worked in this industry. Yeah. You're pretty anti-vegan, if I remember right. Interesting. There's literally an article they linked to about this exact thing. You think the Guardian just made this shit up? What do vegans have to gain to lie like this? It's not us suffering. True. Well, realistically, this could be a ploy to make people cast doubt on other anti-vegan posts. But I don't think that's the case here. OP seems to too preoccupied with people's online safety for this to be a scheme regarding veganism. I don't know about that, but there is a deleted account again. Holy shit. Let me see. So this is where I started. Let's continue to the next one. By discrediting vegans, did you only pretend to be a vegan and have health issues, or did you also make pro-meat accounts and discredit vegan arguments openly on X or Reddit? How many accounts out there do you think exists to discredit and or shift public perception? I think this is a vegan asking. Oh yes, they say. That makes some up. Let me just disable locks for a minute, for like an hour. So it's not as red right here. So that people who come in can say, oh, you look blue and malnourished. Oh yes, would make some up, would make some up some duties. I thought I was reading weird. That get a list of nutrients that are certainly available on vegan diets. Oh, let me guess. It's heme iron, B12, taurine, creatine, carnitine. What else is there? Retinol, vitamin D, B12. Did I say B12? Heme iron. I said heme iron. Yeah. That list that I see almost every single day thrown at me. Not a plentiful, we'd go to town, X, Reddit, Facebook, elsewhere. Sometimes we'd debate vegans openly. We had many accounts. Each person has many accounts. How many accounts are there? I'd say half the accounts on certain Reddit subs about this topic are not genuine. One ploy was to make a new account, post about falsified vegan health issues, and say the account was new to keep the cult from knowing I'm saying this, when in fact the whole thing was staged. So that's how you avoided the standard "it's a bot" responses. Noted. Don't trust new throwaway accounts. Before Reddit did their really stupid decision to get rid of third-party apps, there was one called, I don't care about any of this. I don't care about any of that. Jesus, 172 more replies. More deleted accounts. This is crazy. What software did you use to handle multiple accounts? Why are you asking? Why are you asking? Oh, it did something. It closed something. I think. Let me just click on that again. No, I'm just closing it. Shit. That's fine. We can just skip. Where were your ethics? Good question again. Perfect question. Ethics. Ha ha ha. Another deleted account. Fuck. It wasn't long enough for me to go to like Wayback Machine or something, right? I hate that your answer is expected. Humanity sucks. How does someone get a job like this in the first place? Asking for a friend, I suppose. How do you first find the job? If advertised, oh, it's actually interesting. How did they get to you? Or how did you get to them? If advertised, how was the position described? Like, was it plainly for pro-meat industry, called marketing, lobbying, influencer, or something else? Please give me the answer. Some of these jobs are promoted on LinkedIn from time to time, but I won't say how I got it because NDA. And I don't want them to figure out who I am. Influence and marketing, not lobbying per se. 17 an hour. Is that a lot in the US? Somebody from the US, tell me if 17 an hour is a lot. Hey, what's up, vegan gays? You vegan? Holy shit. Didn't know that. Did not know that. This would harm our relationship. Friendship, I mean. Sorry, why do I keep closing? I just don't know how to do fucking Reddit anymore. Is 70 a lot though? Some reports say 50% of the internet is bots now. Fuck. There should be... Is nobody working on the actual fucking software to like finish that shit off? Let's see. How do you first find the job? Well, we just asked that. Let's see if there is anything else to see here. This is my main question as well. Were the job listed as job for influencing and marketing jobs? Were they listed as anything else? Was the job listed by the big meat company's name or by the smaller LLC that was made it harder to recognize? What did the job description ask you to do? Did you know what you were being asked to do before you applied, or did you only figure it out after being trained? Fantastic questions. He can't answer any of those things, I think. 17 is starting pay for many companies. Well, that's definitely not fucking worth it. What clues can a regular person easily spot out accounts doing something like this? Not even accounts from the same company necessarily. I've had my suspicions about the number of things being pushed online that I feel are similar. Somebody should make this into their activism, I think. But I have no proof, and I'd like to know how to successfully spot something like this in the future. Oh, they actually answered. The job posting would say something about promoting the X industry, but wouldn't be specific about what it entailed. That's a lot of information. Check the account's post history for one, but you can buy Reddit accounts that already have a post history, so it isn't a guarantee of anything. See, Reddit accounts for sale for 3 cents. Damn. Can you share some of those jobs that are promoted on LinkedIn or the keyword you use to find them? I think this is just vegans trying to do the thing that I've just said we should do. We should find these jobs and apply to them and go undercover. Of course, not the one that you applied to and got, but the one random other ones. So if somebody went on LinkedIn and said that they are a industrial like farming veterinary student or something like that in some college, that because you have to put in college, in some college that they're actually like a part of, right? Like they're actually college that has like that kind of a course, and see what happens, and check that account, and post on that account, see what happens. If somebody wants to do such a thing, make that their activism. Let me know, I'll help you out. How much did you get paid? Well, they already said 17 an hour. That's it. Shit, that seems wildly low for something like this. Yeah. They hire a lot of people and have a lot of turnover. It's one of those kinds of things. Yeah, no shit. Annually, that sounds decent. I heard a few years back that the trolls hired by foreign actors are paid significantly less. How the fuck do people get this kind of information? Every time somebody makes this claim, I immediately believe them, of course, because I always give the benefit of the doubt. I immediately believe them that they know this shit, right? And then I'm like, how on earth do you know this shit? How do you know it? No idea. All right. How many hours per week? Would you choose how many? Is it flexible? It sounds like if they pay 17 an hour, sounds like something that is flexible. Have you thought about donating that money or doing something to right the harm you've done besides getting attention on Reddit? And don't say you can't donate it. You can do it if you are willing to make the sacrifices. Yes, have the wage worker running troll accounts give up their rent and grocery money instead of special interest. Yes, they've been ruining those lives, not speaking of the lives of fucking animals. How the fuck can you make the claim that our group is the one that's spreading disinfo and propaganda on this fucking post when they were spreading the disinfo and propaganda? Get the fuck out. We're interacting a little bit though. Do you think we have control over the meat industry? I don't think the even government has that. Well, I don't know what I meant by that. We have control over our own actions, including choosing between animal products and plant-based options. Governments massively blah blah blah. Okay, you think you have control over OP? Well, obviously there was like a fucking suggestion. People are so dishonest on this Reddit. Maybe sometimes it's enough to do something good and lesser evil. If we have to be morally perfect in order to do anything, we will fail. Kind of quick. I guess if the damage he did was to the quality of online discourse, coming here to blow the whistle on these practices is a good way to start remediate the evil. Dude got a ways to go though, and he knows it. Does he? I probably should. Maybe to a sanctuary that has rescued pigs. I like pigs. This is a little weird. Hey, what's up, David? What's up? I read so fast. Thanks. Hello, Lyle. By the way, hello, Mukisses. And there's a lot of black market forums. Yeah, I guess. That's one of those places where I don't want to go. Google gestation rate and see for yourselves. You should see what they are doing in China. Whataboutism. You should see what they're doing in the UK. Anything goes. You should see what they're doing in the UK. Why should we go to China? Yes, China is worse. UK is also fucking horrible. So beyond comprehension, high-rise buildings stacked with every floor, full of those tiny pens with pigs who can't even turn around. The meat industry has no limits to the horrors and with blah, 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 blah. Donating to a sanctuary while you are still eat animals makes no sense. Stop buying and eating animals. Based. You say you still eat meat. I'm curious as to why. You surely know a lot about how bad it from the discussions you've had online with vegans. And you also know that the counter arguments are fabricated because you were paid to fabricate them. Based. So why are you not vegan yourself? Yeah, it's a good fucking question. I told you, the questions are precious, whether the thing is true or not. The questions are absolutely fucking precious. You need to get some troll training. You're a pretty good troll, Jason. You're a pretty good troll. From what I've seen, you can fake a trollery pretty well. How did the people who paid you feel about what they were doing? In my head, canon. In my head, canon. They're mustache twirling villains, but I know they're just people. It's people usually down on our luck. People. It was fun to troll at first, but it gets old fast. Yeah, no shit. I think Rat4 was asking about what you thought of your employer's character. You should get professional help if you can. You paid your dues. Don't blame yourself for something that wasn't really your fault. What the fuck do you mean? He literally took a job trolling people where he could have made like more money, probably like flipping burgers or something. Holy shit. Or the same amount of money at least. That would be, at least like a normal job where you don't lie to people, where you give them corpse that they like the corpse that they want, not shoving the corpse up the people's fucking mindsets all the fucking time by discrediting vegans. Holy shit. It's fucking horrific. Uh, don't blame yourself. You were totally not at fault for going to work to be like a professional propagandist. Yeah, don't. It's not your fault. No worries. There are definitely paid ad firms, lobbies against us, but not sure about this person. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if you didn't do it, someone else would. What the fuck does... Like, I don't understand this argument. If you didn't do it, someone else would. Therefore, what you did wasn't like dishonest, immoral, all of that stuff. There are other immoral people. Therefore, if you are also immoral, that's somehow not immoral anymore. It's just like a diffusion of responsibility or something like that. Really interesting. Think about the number of eye-opening conversation you have started here. Don't blame yourself. Jesus Christ. How can I get this job? So quite a few people want the job. They want to dunk on vegans, I think. Can you recognize another paid actor online? It's a good fucking question. Some people have like fantastic questions on here. Sometimes, but you get good at faking it. How do you recognize them? What are some of the clues that we can look for? Not OP, but follow the money. How the fuck do you follow the money of like of a throwaway account? The fuck does that mean? They might not even know for certain that they worked for the meat industry. No, they knew. Of course they knew. They said it. Especially since social trolling campaigns, fire hose approaches. No, I think they knew. I think they said it. They said it outright. But yeah, it's like saying that a McDonald's worker who's flipping burgers doesn't know that they work for McDonald's. Of course they know. They get the paycheck. ChatGPT answer? Yeah. Look at account ages. Yeah, sure. Look at what is being posted. Yeah. Come on, me. How are you gonna leave this one hanging? Yeah, good question. Not exactly the same thing, but look at most of the accounts getting to the front page of Reddit. Most under a year old, if not a few weeks or months, with an insane amount of karma. Yeah. Guess so. Yeah, they haven't answered that one, did they? It's all right. I am in a way surprised. What was the message that the industry is trying to suppress? Is it related to health people who eat beef or health of the cow? It was multifaceted, discredit veganism on nutritional grounds, argue some meat production is sustainable, argue, yeah, definitely. So all of those things, like if you go on Twitter or X or whatever the fuck, this is clear. Those are the talking points. So at the least, this person, even if this is all a lie, even if they either still working for the meat industry or have never worked for the meat industry and is just like a vegan or something trying to do something here, I don't know, they at least know their shit when it comes to social media, right? So definitely discredit veganism on nutritional grounds. I can show you like two trolls who are like fighting me on that right now on X. Argue some meat production is sustainable, 100%. Oh, I'm a farmer, I have 10 cows. That's like kind of what people say. They eat grass and then I slaughter them. Argue that animals are harmed by the regenerative farming, all of that stuff, you know, by all sorts of things. So why not eat them? Harmed by all sorts of things, so why not eat them? So yeah, if you let animals go, they're gonna be killed by wild animals. Animals eat animals all the time in the wild, of that kind of stuff. We definitely cherry-picked data and made claims we knew were false. The crop deaths issue was a big one. Yeah, yeah. Still to that day, every shrew, every wall, all of that song is something that I have to deal with every single day. Let me just show you one of those things. So on Discord server, I have a soundboard. So where is it?
You have to kill every ground squirrel, every vole, every shrew, every snake, every turtle, every frog, every bird, every rabbit.
That song, right? Every single fucking day, including in my own fucking server. All the goddamn time. Yeah, it's one of those things that actually, in my opinion, worked the best. It worked the best to get us our panties in a twist as vegans, to say it bluntly, right? It took us a considerable amount of effort every single time to explain why it's a stupid fucking argument. We would embellish the heck out of that because there are no studies that could say one way or another how many mice are in a soy field, and most don't think, oh, wait, more crops are grown so we can feed animals. Yeah. So at the least, right, they are giving us a good answer here at the least about the crop deaths. The discrediting of vegans on nutritional grounds sound almost impossible. The rest of it I could see making a compelling case for. Most information on Reddit, I assume, has political motives behind it. This is the primary use of trolling. Sometimes Redditors, I just think that the only thing that exists is Reddit, and they're not familiar with any other platforms. I know as like a vegan activist or whatever, I'm on way more platforms than just regular people. But still, it's kind of funny to me that some people only use Reddit, which this implies, basically, this part. I could see you being very effective. The discrediting of vegans on nutritional grounds sounds almost impossible. I mean, I regularly see people making uninformed arguments that vegans can't build muscle, require supplements, or are lacking essential nutrients. I race bikes with a number of vegans that are fast AF. They are also ripped. They are doing just fine. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not an educated athlete, but I was low dairy vegetarian for years, so I can speak to this one. It's not difficult to be well nourished as a vegetarian or vegan. It's not even difficult as an athlete, yeah, during pregnancy or breastfeeding your teens or through injury or illness. Sometimes through illness, depends on what. Sometimes you have to do things like go on a low fiber diet that probably like sucks. But you do have to be a little more deliberate about that than an omnibus does. Yeah. For example, let's not read the example. It doesn't really goddamn matter. What else do we have here? The argument about vegan diets contributing to anything close to the same amount of animal deaths is also absolutely ridiculous. Yep. Especially when they try to use the crop deaths as a gotcha without admitting that the majority of crops grown to feed livestock. Well, this is where the trolls would say, no, that's not true. My farm, they just eat grass. They just eat grass on my farm. Somehow there's so many farmers that just feed the animals grass. But yeah. Oh, Bianca, hello. Sorry, I didn't say hello. What else do we have here? So vegans took the opportunity to educate people. YouTube told me avocados are super healthy for me. Okay, thank you. That was very helpful and very... Oh, there you go. I used to be vegan and straight up had people telling me that being vegan wasn't healthy and it wasn't possible to get all the nutrients that it would make me sick, whether or not... Then why are you used to be a vegan? Whether or not they were right, it's an extremely common argument against vegans. I also did run into a lot of internet vegans who claimed they had to quit being vegan. Well, the dude is telling you that a lot of those people are fucking fake. So at least on this post, just like fucking question it, right? Because it made them sick, although I never doubted and assumed they just ate a very limited diet as a vegan and that caused the issue. So why are you an ex-vegan? I'm trying to understand. Used to be equals never was. I don't know. It's just like unproductive to make this claim, even if it's true, in my opinion, unless you meant plant-based diet. They are not right. Veganism is healthy for all stages of life. That's fine. That's fine. Thanks. I think a lot of foreign policy debates online are suspect based on what I've seen. Okay. There's enough people who make themselves and their kids sick, often through wellness community. There's like 2 people who made their kids sick. There are like 2 people. For real. There is enough people. There are 2. 2 bad parents. That's, I guess. Wellness community on fat diets, whether plant-based or veganism comes into play. Some are more planners, some are uninformed. Well, no, to be fair, right? So like if fruitarians kind of reproduce and they don't give their kids supplements, yeah, I would agree they are... I don't know if they're making their kids sick, but they're giving their kids less of a chance to be healthy in the coming years. Yeah, I would agree there. I mean, the some of the evidence supports it. That's why I'm like a big proponent of big pharma. Take one daily. Naturello, support me. Naturello, give me a link. I'll spread it everywhere. The 22 people who are watching me are gonna buy your supplements if you just give me some kickback. Joking. So, this is too long. I'm so sorry, guys. I can't. Sorry, the dude wrote a fucking book. No, thank you. What else do we have here? Okay. What is this? I can get paid to discredit veganism? Hell, I've been doing it for free. Get your old boss to send me a message. Wanna get paid? Are you willing to lie and deceive? If so, that pay you. But maybe you can accomplish your goal in a more honest way. I really don't think veganism is a threat to the meat industry anyway. It's never going to be more than 1 or 2% of the population. Damn. What's the fucking evidence for that prediction? I think the meat guys just freaked out when Impossible Burgers ended up in Burger King. This is Reddit. Most people are lying and deceiving. Maybe. The few okay, I don't care. I don't care about the inner shit. How do I do this? How do I do this? So again, how can I get this job? I keep clicking out of stuff. I should stop doing that. So you've been passionately wrong for free all this time. Your dedication to being misinformed is almost impressive. You've been the volunteer janitor of the ideology you don't even understand. That's cute. You. That's the best one so far. Ironically, you probably have your belief from people like LP to begin with. 100%. This is the thing, right? This is the thing. People I go, did you know every wall, every shrew, every mouse, every bird, every whatever the fuck, right? Every other small mammal, they are getting killed for your crops. So if you think that your food is not killing any animals, fuck you. They go like that. And the people who are actually paid to spread that shit, they're like, oh, that shit, this person is working for us now for free. Good. It fucking took. Crazy. Another, how can I get this job? I already downvoted it. Is chicken really bad for you? Like they are all pumped full of antibiotics. I don't care about that shit. I can't speak to that. Yeah. Comment removed by Reddit. What was the question? I think they said they hope OP goes, toes get run over by a car. They mention it is I don't know why I'm struggling. An answer for someone else, lol. Okay. So this was a threat. Don't do that shit online, guys. That's not here on so do you believe when people point out that PETA, for example, being right, but express it in such an annoying way that they're wrong is suspicious, as if they are kind of hoping, well, PETA is a little annoying, they get the opposite result. Here's the thing. What PETA is doing is 100% correct. They're trying to become controversial online, right? So they put one informative post, one controversial, borderline stupid post, and it blows up, right? People retweet it, and again, Twitter is one of my platforms, so people retweet it, and they comment a lot on it, and they're like, oh, stupid PETA, stupid vegan, stupid blah, 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 right? And then on the next post, when they post information again, those people are going to see it. That's how social media works. You entice people to comment on your post through saying something stupid, and then the next post that are gonna get exposed to is gonna be about the thing that you want them to hear. That's how it works, right? 1 hour from now, you're gonna go live or something. I'll finish Belan, I promise. All those activists that made soup on Da Vinci work, blah, blah, blah. Well, those were not vegans. Those were something else. I don't know about the activist show smeared soup being paid, but it's easy to egg people on to be more extreme. When some activist leader would suggest a more reasonable approach with push a narrative that was selling out the cause. Well, that sounds like some people in the vegan community. That sounds like some people. Yeah. The people wonder why extremism is on the rise in the US. This is where the propaganda gets clever. The 3 types of propaganda: white propaganda, messaging from a source who they say they are; black propaganda, messaging from a source who are imitating another source, i.e. as a vegan, with a really, this really makes me angry and we should go blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to say that online. But I mean, I say it all the time, but you know, not here. But the person isn't who they claim, not vegan, and they are just trying to harm the public image of, in this case, veganism. Grey propaganda, messaging from an unknown and anonymous source, usually used to muddy the waters, create confusion, splinter the movement, i.e. the most faceless group disingenuously promoting a spoiler candidate third party with the intention of sapping support from another candidate to the advantage of another. That's evil, yeah, but very effective. Nice one. Yeah. It's been known for a long time that PETA's strategy is to be inflammatory, impossible to ignore rather than convincing. I've known people who had worked for PETA and they were very open about that, yeah. I mean, it's pretty clear. Please don't end for me. No, I was going to end it in an hour anyways. Don't worry, Anna. It's not a conspiracy theory or anything. It's been their open strategy for decades, along with plenty of other activist groups, which makes sense considering that the meat industry very much wants to hide away and obfuscate what they are doing. And people love to not be reminded where the meat comes from. So poking at that is effective. Like your question, blah, 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 PETA. Okay, that's enough about PETA. Blah, blah, blah. So that was interesting. What's your current opinion on veganism? I think it's probably pretty healthy if you take B12 supplements and eat fruits and vegetables and good protein sources. But it can be a disaster if your diet is Oreos and chips. No shit. But I'm no expert. No shit. I just pretend to be one. They have a sense of humor. I'll give them that. Right. I've been vegan. How are they posting this on this post? Like, do you have no fucking shame? Do you have no fucking shame, bro? This was 3 days ago. Let's just check it out. How do we know? So they're just like a Redditor, so they post on a bunch of stuff. Oh, they're spammer as well. A bit, I think. Weird. I don't know. It's whatever. But yeah, I've been vegan for years. I was taking B12 every day, but my doctor said my B12 levels were too high, so to take less. I cut it down for to 3 times a week, but it was still too high, so I did once or twice. Yeah, if you take, I think, yeah, I've noticed actually now that you said it, Lyle, I have noticed that sometimes I read really fast. Sometimes I get stuck when somebody's grammar is not to my liking or to my habit. Then I read relatively fast. I just noticed it. I didn't notice it before. But I do struggle a lot reading, actually. What is my secret? My secret is that I swallow most of the letters. That's my secret. But I have a speech impediment, which I've been dealing with for years, and I know how to swallow words, and you still kind of understand what I'm saying. Kinda. Sorry. Drinky drink. All right. So the whole idea that it's hard to get B12, yeah, complete. Okay, I misjudge that person. That's a good comment. Yeah, that's true. So what I was gonna say about it, I think if it depends on which one you take. I think if you take cyanocobalamin, it's not as absorbable or whatever. But if you take methylcobalamin, even though it says 1,000 micrograms or milligrams, I don't remember which one. I think it's 1 gram. I'll check it later. So if you take the methylcobalamin, even though it says take daily, probably twice a week is enough, because methylcobalamin, I think, absorbs better or something like that. It's something you should try out, I think. Like testing your B12 once or twice. If it is too high, there's no reason for it to be so high. Just like reduce the amount that you take. So definitely. Hello, Jedediah. Nice to see you again. You want to tell me that I look malnourished again? I've been vegetarian for 16, been through multiple pregnancies, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Vegetarian diet is very different from our gut, blah, blah, blah. What do you get most of B12 from a diet? From a B12 deficiency here. Lots of plant milks these days and fortified with B12, including B12. If you eat basically any amount of breakfast cereal and nutritional yeast, I've been vegetarians always have to fucking put themselves in there. Them a pescatarian. All right. This is just like a B12 spread, which is also important. Vitamin D is another important one. Well, that's important for everybody. Everybody should take it. That's why it's fortified in so many fucking foods. You look fine. Well, thank you for changing your mind on that the day after I showed you my muscles. Mushrooms and spinach can help breed you in the summer. And that's a bit of a... I'm not sure that's this claim. This claim is true. I'm not sure about that. But let's skip on. How do we know we aren't how do we know you aren't a vegan making all this up to discredit big beef? Just by the question is just so funny. Oh, how do we know that the big beef producers, the big companies, the trillionaires are not the victims here? Oh, this is so funny. This made me think of a Tyrannosaurus Rex size cow. Don't know why. Oh, because big beef. You don't. That's part of my point. Be skeptical of everything online and consider sources. They are credible. By the way, I messaged them, but they didn't message me back. You have every right to be skeptical of me. If you are skeptical of me and others, then I have done my service, taking people smarter and better protected from the scams and frauds. Trust no one. So, full disclosure, I have been in a bit of a pit of darkness for the past few days, trusting no one. It's been detrimental to my shenanigans online and in real, like online and in real life. So, don't recommend to trust no one. I don't have although I don't have another advice to replace this one. I don't have that. I don't know what to do. Right? You shouldn't, but you shouldn't believe anyone else on Reddit making unsourced claims either. But then if I shouldn't believe you, then I should listen to everyone else on Reddit. I'm confused. Lol, just be skeptical and don't believe things that seem off unless you check sources, the legitimacy of sources. The Journal of the American Medical Association is more credible than Carnivore Dieters of America or whatever. I have that name up, but you get the point. I made the name up, but you get the point. Yeah, I get the point. Love the Rick and Morty vibe. You're a good soul. I was just being meta. Okay. Well, thank you. And that's the end? And that's the end, I guess. Oh, we're gonna end earlier than expected. So, I kind of, while doing this, I kind of went to Twitter trying to torture Grok to find out for me how many throwaway accounts make the claim that they are ex-vegan or something like that, right? I thought, okay, let's start with that claim. And then maybe my James Bay page, I don't know, Chip. I don't know, I don't think so. For my mental health, I hope not. Let's just say it like that. It is an interesting thread, but I think the questions were more interesting and valuable since we don't know if this person is true or not, right? But I went on Twitter and tried to torture Grok to give me some answers about the throwaway accounts, the new accounts. It wasn't very successful because there's a fuck there. There's like there's a kind of like a blind spot. If you're a new account, Grok kind of doesn't see you. If you're in replies, Grok doesn't really see you. That kind of thing. Yes, please give the stream a like. Thank you, Alan Puma. What's TVA? Oh, it could belong to perfectly if he was. I don't think so. I think he's just conspiratorial. I don't think he's getting paid. I don't think he's a bad guy. Yeah. I figured it out once looking up. It's one of those things that VPM should learn how to do. Before they ask a question, they should like actually try to exercise the noggin. So I don't think so. But I have no evidence for anything. Let's just say it like that. I have no evidence for anything. All right. So what do you think, guys? What do you think? Put one in the chat if you think that this thread is like a real paid meat shield. I know Natalie Fulton made a video about that saying, don't trust this, don't believe this, but I don't know. What Natalie Fulton said that he claimed that a year ago he was working on this, but that's not true. They say for a year I worked in the meat industry, and Natalie Fulton showed post that this account made less than a week ago, something like that, right? Like 5 days ago. Saying I'm a vegan, but I'm considering dropping being vegan, something like that, right? But it could be that somebody just like within 2 days completely changed their mind and quit, right? Because this person is not I haven't seen that they're making a claim that this was a long time ago. It just says for a year. So I don't know. So put one in the chat if you think this is like a real thing. This is a real former paid meat shield worker. Put 2 in the chat if you think this is fake. And then give me a reason for why, what would be the fakery, like for, right? What would be the intention there? Cheap is not willing to commit. PJ is not willing to commit. 3, I don't know without evidence. Perfect. Jason got is sticking to sorry, it was good. I'm so sorry. Is sticking to his joke about 69. PJ agrees with Chip, yeah. We were useful. Yeah, Jason's dragging to Negator, yeah. One based on Natalie's video, but also there are definitely paid shield lobbies. Yeah, but like, I saw the video by Natalie, but I wasn't convinced because I haven't seen the comment where the OP made the claim that they stopped working for this place a long time ago. That's, maybe I've missed it, right? I didn't go through all of it, I guess. Oh, there is much more. Oh, there's much more. There's much more. I've been missing it. Yeah, okay. I guess we continue reading. Why not? Still got some time. Did Peter pay for this? Real question. What was the wildest thing you claimed lied about during that time? That's a good question. It wasn't me, but a cubicle body. They were sitting in cubicles? At the least, I would think that this is like a work, like a play from home kind of job. Holy shit, they were actually going to a physical office? That makes me kind of that detail makes me kind of believe this. Claimed veganism caused him to have OCD, and a bunch of people on one sub believed it. Holy shit, we're doomed. Thanks for sharing. That's disaster. That's my oh, sorry, disappearing act. That's my feeling for the past 2 days. Do you think those were real people or something fake accounts? What do you mean? They just said there are people that hate vegans enough to believe the story immediately. Our ex-vegan is wild, and nobody seems to have an account history that indicates that they were ever vegan. I like the idea of them fake debating each other without realizing. I like that idea as well. Maybe that's what we should do. Just pit them against each other. Yeah, it's Astroturfing subreddit. Yeah. So I guess there are many more questions. A bunch of people on one sub believed it. You can name and shame ex-vegans must have been an absolute gold mine for y'all. Yeah. I felt like that was bullshit at the time, to be honest. Yeah, you don't think this is post-rationalizing? To be honest, the main vegan sub was wised up to this fake post for some time. You are one of those easily replaceable by artificial intelligence. How much did they pay you? Well, they already answered that. And I don't think it's easily replaceable by artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence can't instigate. I have come to believe that a majority of online accounts that obviously escalating the conversation into limiting binaries are not good faith. That's why I'm thinking of leaving Twitter forever. That place is a cesspool. It's disgusting. It's a disgusting place that does nothing but piss me off. Nothing. It doesn't even help me become a better activist anymore. It's not helping anymore. It used to, right? It made me into the debater that I am today, partially. But I outgrew it, I think. Maybe can you share the link, please? Maybe I want to dive into that pit. Absolutely, Bianca. Why would I? You're a friend. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I give you this disaster? Comes to believe that the majority of online accounts, blah blah blah, not doing no questions. But I gotta say, pretty shitty job to do, bro. Yeah, I agree. I do believe you, but isn't hiring a bot farm much more effective? It's like hiring thousands of people like you for the same price, and they will never stop working. Quality over quantity, I'm guessing. Somebody says pure AI bot isn't advanced enough yet to troll at the same level as human or human bot hybrid. Yeah. It is why Russians hire trolls and used bots instead of only using bots. Yeah. LLM is not there yet. It will be, but it's not there yet. We had to be more creative than what bots could do. Yeah, it's true. At that time, what do you mean by that? That's fast changing. Yeah. Okay. Do you think I'm absorbing everything? I'll give you a verdict of whether or not I think this is a real thing or not later. I'm not convinced by Natalie's video, but we'll see. Do you think influencers like that vegan teacher are real, or is it just an act to? If she is fake, she wasn't part of our operation. Why would she be part of your operation? She's on the other side, isn't she? Were you ever? Oh, I mean, oh, they pretended sometimes to be vegan. Is that what I mean? All right, that's true. David, are you going live? Are you going live? Put the link in the chat so that people can run away from here and go support you. Were you ever actually a formal vegan who was being paid to exaggerate it, or was the whole thing just a fantasy? Well, not a fantasy. Oh yeah, it's quite easy to get about half the vegan population going more extreme. I think that's true for every group that is organized around a cause. It's a trap that is easy to make movements fall into. Yeah, maybe. Make them think they are being unethical by being pragmatic, and change grinds to a halt. I must point out that your last sentence applied to politics too. Deleted account. Wouldn't this AMA put you at risk of your account shutting down? You basically admit violating Reddit's DOS. I'm no narc, I'm not reporting, just curious. Maybe. I hope Reddit would be cool about it. I guess we will find out. But yeah, the same thing happened. Blah blah blah. I don't care. How much did they pay? We already got that. Did you target religious people because they are easier to manipulate, or was that a non-factor? It wasn't a factor because there was religious messaging, but we targeted all sorts of demographic groups. Which demographics are the most easily persuadable? Men who like red meat. There. Something like 50% of men are responsible for the disproportionate amount of red meat that is eaten, and they will believe anything bad about vegans. It may not be 15%, it's something like that though. I'm vegan and you are describing my sons. Okay, I don't care about that. I like red meat, but don't eat it very often because that's not good for you. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I don't care about that stuff. I just want to hear the juicy questions. How blue-pilled must one be to utter a claim like this? Which claim is that? That wasn't a claim, that was a question. These are not claims. These are literal questions. Learn grammar, you. Okay, some insults, that's fine. How much did you get paid? Why should we believe you now? We shouldn't. How to get this job? There's just like, people just really want to dunk on vegans and get paid minimum wage for it. What the fuck? Hey, what's up, Luis? How you doing? Nice to see you. So you admit you're someone who lies on the internet. Why should we believe you? They're still gonna say you shouldn't. How do we know you aren't making this up? They said that you could be, right? They're just gonna say that's the same thing. Ask and answer, short version. People severely underestimate how common shit like this is. It's a massive, massive issue. And the main reason... So this answer being again and again and again, frankly, makes me believe this. Frankly, right? And some other stuff. But some other stuff reduced my confidence. How much of your work was related to environmental effects, like in that article, versus the ethics of veganism? I'd say half was on health, quarter on environment, and quarter taking on animal rights arguments by saying stuff like, oh, well, an animal died to grow some soybeans. Crop deaths. This is fucking accurate, guys. This is fucking accurate, at least to my experience on Twitter. I'm not on Reddit that much. Sorry, I'm just gonna clean my glasses for a sec. One sec. That was fucking annoying. That was annoying. All right. I've spent years arguing on this website. The most astroturfed subreddit, in my opinion, when it comes to this, has to be ex-vegans. Can you say directly if that's an astroturfed subreddit by the meat industry? Yeah, they said it directly, that it is. I've spent years arguing on this website. Okay. They said for a year they worked. So that's an inconsistency. The most astroturf subreddit, in my opinion, is one. Oh, sorry. I was reading the wrong thing. Sorry. I got confused that they're saying I spent years. That's wrong. That was the wrong thing. For the sake of my sanity, I choose to believe that it is. There's no way people can be that stupid. Maybe. So, okay. Any truth to the idea going around that it's actually better to eat meat because the amount of land needed to replace it with veg would result in like 35 times the number of small animals like mice and voles that die during harvesting? Please answer this one. Not OP, but I'm kind of wondering how the logic behind this is supposed to work. There are more cows, chickens, and such than humans, and they obviously need to eat large amounts of plants. So if we had less animals, then we would also need plant harvest less plants. You're correct, said the OP, the animal must be fed too. I know, it's such a dumb argument, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, I don't know if the non-vegans that I invited to watch this are watching, right? This argument being discredited. So this doesn't make any sense. You have to feed livestock. The vast majority of crops farmed are used. Well, that's the vast majority of crop volume. That could be true, right? Because but it's not that. I don't think it's the vast majority of crops, though. Oh, soy daddy. Soy daddy. Was there a troll? I'm sorry, I missed it. Thank you for taking care of it. Most land used for grazing isn't suitable for planting. No, because more crops are grown to feed the animals. Okay, actually, I don't know exactly how many crops are grown for what. But it takes a lot more than 1 pound of corn to get 1 pound of beef. Yeah. How much did you learn about veganism from debating vegans online? You must have learned a lot, right? Like, how much did you know pre-job and post-job? It's an interesting question. I do feel like I have some experience on it now. I think I can argue from either side. Interesting. Oh, sorry, the flux is activated again. Will deactivate it. OP, I found your coworker. Who, this person? No, they're just asking an innocent question. They're just asking the question that they were indoctrinated by the OP to ask. How do we know this post isn't being paid? That's been asked already. Is this going to be answered maybe? How do you feel about veganism? I'm an omnivore, I guess, but I admire people who go vegan rather than vegetarian, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I'm interested in that question, but at the time I thought vegans were stupid, so it was fun to take this job. I respect them now. On the vegan food being full of not so nice things, well, I may know something about that. A PR firm in DC called Berman and Associates was hired to attack fake meat because of chemical ingredients. In DC called Berman and Associates. Yeah. Shit. Shit, my antivirus doesn't want me to go there. Holy fuck, bro. That's funny. I'm gonna investigate it later. Was hard to attack fake meat because of chemical ingredients, but here's the catch: water is a chemical. We'd find some ingredient that came from mushrooms, um, but had a long name and would scare people to death with it. We would echo the Berman talking points, but it did not work. But they did not work there. Yes, I get the point. The natural ingredients, I'm not really interested. Berman, there is a name I haven't heard in a long time. Yeah, working there was a good way to not get invited to any of the cool people parties. It's funny. Would find some ingredients. This is so incredibly fucked up. You saw them as stupid. So your decision was to make their life worse. I get. Let's sow a little fear, uncertainty, and doubt in their minds. Well, it grew in many, many minds now. So, yeah. Most recent studies show that fake meat alternatives are healthier. True. Uh, Again, they just keep saying, but I just want that fucking job. I want a job where I'm gonna lie and discredit people and cause more animals to be killed. I want that job, a lot of people say. Listen, I know this is ethically dubious, which is why you're talking about this, but it's also funny as fuck, to be honest, because you hate vegans. It was funny to me for a while, but in hindsight, it was evil. I like that. What are the actual pros and cons to veganism? Health-wise, I'm not an expert on the pros, but I do think vegans are better for animals than not. I thought, though I do eat meat, that's fair. How does one get a job like that? I avoid eating animal products, but I don't visit the vegan subreddit because of the extremists. I hope this fake propaganda problem goes much deeper than the debate over veganism. I hope my AMA helps everyone be smarter and wiser about what they read online. Deleted account. Can you provide any proof that you actually worked for this industry? I really, really would like to know as well, not gonna lie. So you're against extremism, but a fan of paid saboteurs. Your moral compass is with the paid actor who sold ads. Oh, sorry. That's not what they said. Most of the vegans I've met IRL are normal, relatively reasonable people. And most of the vegans I've encountered online have been nut jobs. This kind of explains that disconnect. No, but it's not just that. It's also much harder, much easier to be cuckoo online than it is in real life. And also you meet a person in real life, you have a conversation with them about bloody blah, right? About whatever the fuck, about the weather or something, right? Whereas online, you talking to them about a real fucking issue, like something that they care about, and they don't see your face, so they can call you names and shit. It kind of explains that disconnect. I don't know who said anything about that. Well, you see people talking about animal rights online, make people who pay to abuse animals feel uncomfortable for a few seconds. So the best thing to do is to shut up about the unethical practices and go on about how everyone online gets ethical meat from the uncle, aunt, cousin. True, real, say that. All the people I know in real life who have similar diets are chill. Okay, diets. The same of any subreddit. Bless. You think vegans are vegan is extreme, wait till you see vegan circle jerk. Well, the fucking circle jerk, this fucking humorous place. And yeah, they joke about horrific stuff. They do have banger memes, that's true. Vegetarians. What's extremist about leaving animals alone? Speak! Okay, let's continue. You don't need to be paid to do that. I do it for free. Dumbass. Oh, deleted account. Corporations are motherfuckers. Yes. Thanks for partaking in the downfall of the internet. One guy said he hopes my toes get run over by a car. I said that's fair. Your comment is fair critique as well. Dude, you're breaking the terms of your NDA. If this is true, which is probably isn't, I genuinely did have irreversible negative health effects from a vegan food. From vegan food! They ate a piece of bread once and they had negative effects from it. Okay. They're like, okay, thank you. Thank you for participating. Those effects were reversible while you use past tense, found an old colleague of for peace, I suppose. Yeah. This one actually, yeah. This one is pretty fucking clear and pretty brain dead. I genuinely did, I didn't catch that. I genuinely did have irreversible need. It's funny. It's funny. I have one more question. Are you an influencer? Thank you for your time. As in, do I have a big following on Instagram or TikTok? If by having about 350 friends and former classmates following me makes me an influencer, then hell yeah, baby. But no, that's okay. That was an evil choice, but speaking and being public is also a choice, perhaps an even good one. What was the hiring process like? What nation do you come from, roughly? Well, they said in the OP, they said that they're from the US. This was all in America. The hiring process consisted of a background check to make sure I didn't have an animal rights background. Oh, shit. We need a new vegan. We need a new vegan to get in there to see if I was fit for the job. That's interesting. I honestly enjoyed reading majority of your answers, OP. They were informative, to the point, that and even funny. Yeah, I would agree. Thank you for exposing this. Well, we don't know it yet. Folks don't believe the industry would stoop so low. All the meat guys, they will go low. I bet oil gas would go lower. Maybe. Do you think that this happens a lot? A lot of other industries, there is no way it's just the meat industry doing this kind of thing. That's interesting. It's interesting that they answer that. I wouldn't answer that. How did you make sure your posts or comments didn't just get buried in Reddit? Oh, somebody wants to be more effective in their activism. Be an early commenter under certain posts and have 10 guys in the cubicle farm start responding to you so your posts go to the top. Here's the thing, not gonna lie, here's the thing. If this wasn't like totally evil, an evil job, right? If this was actually like white-hatted, right? This just sounds like a fun thing to do, I'm not gonna lie. Again, if this wasn't completely fucking evil, causing billions of animals being killed unnecessarily, right? This just sounds like fun. It's just go like a bunch of bros sitting around saying, this is what I said, go like it, right? And everybody goes, oh, funny, right? When I was a child, this would be incredibly fun. How many individuals did you work with? No answer though. Damn, this reminds me of a post from ways back where the guys, I think I'm a little low. Is my sound a little low? I'm gonna increase it a little bit. On our relationships or something about how his wife why his personality completely changed and he became like a weird I don't know what that is. That definitely sounds suspect and kind of funny. Well, they're still a troll a little bit, aren't they? Where do I apply? Again, it's crazy that they keep answering this, asking this. Some people in India are following vegetarian diets from 500%. Who cares? Were you paid well? Is that vegan teacher one of you? If she is fake, she wasn't part of our operation, but we definitely rolled her out there to discredit vegans. That was like an easy layup. Yeah. Should I try to read this a little bit about TVT? Oh, that's interesting. When Alex, aka Cosmic Skeptic, had to stop being vegan due to health issues, many other prominent vegan activists did not take it well. This was despite him visibly upset about having to change his diet. Was he? Is that why he's promoting factory farmed leather wallets now? Because he was genuinely upset about it? Oh my god. And successfully convincing other influencers to be vegan too. That he did. That I agree with. That I agree with. This I don't agree with. My next question is, when things like this happen, genuine vegan freakouts that evolves into harassment campaigns against ex-vegans, did you guys fan of the flames of the harassment campaigns? That's a good question, actually. And then use it as proof that vegans are crazy. No answer. Alex didn't stop being vegan due to health issues. He just didn't care. Maybe that's also questioning the thing. I'm not interested in the Alex O'Connor discourse right now. NDAs do not prevent you from talking to an attorney, given customer protection laws that prohibit knowingly false marketing. Would you ever consider reaching out? I don't know. These guys scare me. Fair. Why do they scare you? If they are so freaked out about a tiny number of hippie vegans, bro. Bro, why did you have to throw hippies into my yard? What the fuck? And they spend millions of dirty tricks. Imagine what they'd do to a real threat. Yeah. I bet some vegan groups would be able to help you through this. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Look who's there. Look who's there. 80 Slim Shadies. We know this guy. For example, these are people that have done and will continue to hire hitmen to kill people that get in their way. Ooh, what's the evidence for that? I want to see that evidence. It's been documented before. Their livelihood is to enslave, rape, and murder. True, but I want evidence for the first claim. I want it. Yeah, let's move on. Was there any truth to what you posted? Was it straight misinformation? Sometimes there would be a nugget of truth. We'd find a study and cherry pick some data points, that's true. But the testimonials, the ex-vegan health claims, I'm not saying none are real, but I know a lot are fake. All right. That's fair. Because, of course, some of them are real. One of the main things that makes me hesitate in becoming vegan is I'm not sure the extent to which veganism really makes a difference to the animals. To what extent is the meat industry worried about vegans and vegetarians? I agree with your skepticism, and I don't think 1,000 people going vegan changes the marketplace at all. 100,000 probably does, but so what? What is that? 1/10 of 1% decline in meat sales? I think they're overreacted big time. Maybe, but they're willing to pay fucking millions for it, I suppose. If it helps at all, I'm vegan 5 days a week to control my cholesterol. Then you're not fucking vegan. Jesus Christ, bro. Why did the meat industry think they needed to do this? Vegans do a pretty good job of discrediting themselves. Are you not fucking reading? Are you not fucking reading the fucking post? blows my fucking mind open. Not gonna lie. I just made a comment about this. I think they freaked out over the plant-based fad back in 2019 and took it way too seriously as a threat. I think they wasted a lot of money on this. I just made the internet worse. Did it occur? Still upset about this. Vegans do produce. There you go. Somebody's. If you genuinely believe that, why don't you bring your arguments to our debate a vegan and test them? Probably has a life lol and probably is dumb. Dumb question, but how the hell is that legal? I actually don't know. I'm assuming it's freedom of speech. What makes it different from creative writing? Yeah, I guess that's it. I just figured that, well, creative writing doesn't tell you that it's real. It doesn't attack actual people. So it is different. It is fucking different. Your creative writing killed billions of animals this year. And like burnt out a bunch of activists who are trying to prevent that killing. It changed the perception of the people who are trying to prevent the systematic exploitation, slaughter, rape, and killing of animals. It is different from creative writing, which says in the title that this is fake, this is writing, this is a story, it's made up. Whereas you guys made the claim that it's real. Invented people, invented studies, invented claims, and ruined lives and took lives. It's different from creative writing. I just figured that a big trade group would have had lawyers, that everything, so I didn't give it a second thought. It's arguably fraud. I doubt the current Supreme Court would agree, but the argument is definitely there. Way too vague and not overly harmful enough for a fraud, not overly harmful enough. People use those arguments to continue systematically exploit and slaughter animals. Things like false advertising, slander, and libel are already illegal. I'd guess that if such a law were passed, it would hold up. More than anything, I think it's just that mass coordinated online astroturfing is a relatively new problem. Fraud isn't protected speech. This was interesting and pissed me off. So congratulations, a vegan got pissed off from this. Let's see. It's a lot easier than that to discredit veganism. Animal products are delicious, done. Which is why I question why Big Meat spends money on it. I also have Big Meat. Okay, awesome. Somebody is making a sex joke about billions of animals being slaughtered. Cool. That is so cool and fun. How do I know this isn't just a vegan psyop? Okay, fine. Did you ever use any research, real or fake, about plants feeling pain? Oh my god! Oh, how did I not think about this? Yeah. Being able to know how they're being treated, having some form of consciousness. Yes, so many people believe that because of you, Annual. So many people believe that now because of you. Would say tomatoes scream when cut, but breaking glass makes noise too. You can say almost anything and some percentage of people will accept it without question. This is actually fucking evil. This is actually fucking evil. This is why I'm in a dark pit of hell for the past 2 days. Why should we believe it? Fuck. Not everybody is very creative, but that's okay. Do you feel guilty about misleading people? I do. That's why I'm doing this AMA. And yes, I do deserve for a car roll, blah, 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 over the toes. In respect of veganism, what negative aspects would you say is true? You definitely have to supplement. We are clear about that. It probably is socially isolating if you don't have a vegan group. We are happily saying that as well. I can't imagine what I'd eat in certain airports or when traveling to certain countries. Just prepare a fucking sandwich, man. That's what I do when I travel. I think vegans get too hung up on personal purity and end up harming efforts to advance their cause. Actually, I partially agree. I partially agree about that. I partially agree. I'm not going to extrapolate on that. Do you know firsthand of any other industry that do this? No one says blah, blah, blah. That doesn't matter. So how do we know you are not currently working in a vegan company? Okay. Not very inventive. How can I get this job? This was really interesting. Thanks for doing this AMA and sharing your experience. It's crazy what lobbying and PR firms do. Imagine what they are doing to influence topics that would actually make a difference to industries. Because, as you say, veganism, economic threat, and existing meat industry seems incredibly marginal. So marginal. In hindsight, I wonder if any execs are like, maybe spending millions going after vegans wasn't the best use of money. It's just like an assumption that we are not a threat by this annual guy. Like, people who have money don't like spending it on bullshit. Well, some do, but not in case of the meat industry, probably. They've spent however many people sitting with you next to you in a cubicle, each person getting like, I don't know what, $2,000 a month, something like that. I'm thinking there is a reason for it. I once applied to undercover work for an animal welfare organization that would investigate labs and meat production. I didn't get the job, possibly because I was a vegetarian at the time, not vegan. But I did wonder how they expected a vegan to blend in at places like that. Any ideas? Well, that's actually a question because I also tried to apply to such a job, but I look like this. And I was truthful about it with a person on the phone that I look like this. I always have, with slightly different permutations of the same hair situation. I think at that point, I was maybe, no, I had a pretty long hair, but in the undercut, I had a pretty long hair, like up to here or something. But still had the undercut. Looked gay. So the person was like, yeah, maybe that wouldn't be the best match. Any tips on how to expose the meat industry? Reddit is easiest because it's anonymous and you can see how many views each post or comment gets. The changes at X won't slow any US actors down at all. How to expose the meat industry? I guess getting inside and seeing for yourself. The meat industry has gotten taking video at farming banned in certain states. I think we all know why. They call those ag-gag laws, and we'd go out in force to defend those videotaping bans on privacy grounds. Yeah, and you think they exaggerated by paying you? No, you, sir, annual, sir, ma'am, non-binary person, you were instrumental in keeping us at 1% or whatever. You and people like you were instrumental if this post is true, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty convinced that it is at this point. If it's a fake, it's a good, very, very good fake, in my opinion. And I still haven't seen this person making the claim that they quit that job like a year ago. Thanks for taking the time. All right. Is this post a way to repent because you feel guilty? Or more like a way to leak the truth, or a little of both? Do you care that it might have caused someone actual harm, or do you genuinely believe it doesn't matter if someone is eating meat or not? And 1 and 2 both. Yes, I care. I might have caused actual harm. I probably did. You probably did. I don't care if someone eats meat or not, but I think the overall operation was harmful for society. I eat meat myself. That's good. I used to work for a soda company, and people would always complain of kidney stones. Kind of hurt to hear it. At Talent, it was likely causing it, but what do I know? Yeah, you don't know that. Yeah, but there's no need for this kind of work at all. Veganism is such a small movement that no meat industry should feel threatened. Where do I apply? We are about to run out. Let me fetch Anna's stream real quick. Maybe it's posted on SoyFeed. Let me see. Oh, it's not posted on SoyFeed yet. Why didn't I leave here? Hold on. I didn't leave here. Let me see. I don't see it on SoyFeed, Anna. I'm gonna have to go look for it. It's a good thing that you have such a unique name. I'm gonna find it really quick. So, you're going live. When is it? I don't see anything scheduled. I don't see anything scheduled. Did I misunderstand? Is it not gonna be something scheduled? I'm not sure. All right, but I'm gonna run out quick. But veganism doesn't need discrediting online. Everyone knows it's a deranged sect. Hey, didn't I sit next to you at work? They got jokes. They got jokes, bro. They got the jokes. I actually have to write here. This is the fucking meat industry. I wonder what controlling group might be up to with unlimited resources or nation state. So I yet haven't seen anybody asking, when did you quit? So if you want to go through this post, and hey, what's up, Johnny Vegan Seed? How you doing? Somebody wants to go through this post and find what Natalie was talking about, because haven't seen them making the claim, this annual person, that they quit the job like a year ago. Could be that you just quit it just now. I don't know. You need multiple accounts. Reddit was a priority because the metrics here are easy to measure, and it's a left-leaning crowd. The idea was that if we could discredit vegans with a left-leaning crowd, we'd get more done than if the on, say, Truth Social posting the same stuff. We'd have many, many accounts. All right. I think that's enough for today. I think that's enough, guys. So, yeah, I couldn't find the thing that, but maybe I'm just like, I need to scroll down a little more. I will continue scrolling down. Right now, my verdict is that this could be true. This sounds true to me. There were a few nuggets there that made me believe it more. But this person also sounds kind of intelligent. So they could be like using those nuggets in a proper way. We never got to Steak and Butter Girl VPM. What were we supposed to get to Steak and Butter Girl? I was thinking of doing like just like a chill out, accepting your reaction suggestions, maybe on Monday, something like that. I'm gonna have like a hard time on Tuesday for personal reasons. So I was thinking just like chilling out on Monday. Put one in the chat if that sounds cool to you, if you are willing to come. It's gonna be evening time, so like the Americans can come as well. It's gonna be around my Saturday stream time. I was thinking of that. Maybe I'll do that. We'll see. I don't know yet. We'll see how it's going, because I'm gonna have a hard week. Not gonna lie, I'm gonna have a really hard week. But I want to chill with you guys. I feel like I'm not talking to my audience lately. I feel like I'm not like talking to you much. I'm just like shoving information at you. Yeah, on Monday, I think. I can't tomorrow, but I think I can on Monday. My voice is breaking. I've been talking for 2 hours. I've been talking for another 2 hours before that. And I'm gonna continue talking for another 2 hours at least from now. Okay. Thank you everybody for coming. In case Anna is gonna do something, go support Anna. Go support David from the 40-year-old vegan. Go do some small act of activism. And I'll see you next time.